The Super Bowl, March Madness, the World Cup, chances are you've heard of these. Sports have become such a large part of today's culture, but regardless of how much they may matter to you now, there was never a more important time for sports than the Roaring '20s. It was in this decade that the sports we know and love truly came to be. Babe Ruth, also known as the greatest baseball player of all time, hit it big in his career during the '20s. Originally a Red Sox player, Ruth joined the Yankees in the year 1920. During his time on the team, Babe managed to break many records. This included setting 60 home runs in 1 year. He still holds many of his records to this day. What made Babe Ruth such a household name was his team effort on and off the field. He became a beloved name in sports due to his record-breaking performances, but what made him a true hero was his contributions back to his fans. He was known to have a small ego, great personality, and became a role model to many. In his spare time, he would help out at orphanages and visit sick children. Another athlete competing with Babe Ruth for the title of most popular athlete of the decade was Jack Dempsey. Dempsey was referred to by many as an icon in every sense of the word. He was modern fighting's first big superstar. Because of him, people started watching the sport of boxing more intently. Jack was on another level when it came to his opponents. He was able to change his fighting style completely depending on who he was fighting at the given time. On top of fighting for sport, Dempsey fought for what he believed in. Literally. As a sole income for his family, Jack was unable to serve in World War I despite being drafted. Although he hadn't done anything wrong, many still called him a disgrace and an embarrassment to the country. The ridicule had never been as bad as it had been leading up to the Carpentier fight. Georges Carpentier was a World War I pilot, and many say this fight was the first good versus evil match, standing up for what he believed in. Jack Dempsey accepted the match and ended up winning as well. Without Dempsey's prowess in the '20s, fighting wouldn't be as popular as it is today. It wouldn't be the Roaring '20s if women weren't getting in on the action. Helen Wills, the celebrity tennis player, became an uprising star in the mid to late 1920s. From the beginning of her career, Wills took the sport of tennis extremely seriously. She grew up practicing with men, so her serve and stroke became notably powerful compared to her opponents. She became a well-known name after winning the U.S. Tennis Championship. The following year, she went on to represent the United States in the Summer Olympics. She came home with 2 gold medals, newfound fame. During her career, Helen won 31 Grand Slam titles, obtained 2 gold Olympic medals, and earned several Wimbledon titles. In 1959, she was included into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Helen Wills was one of the first major female athletes of her time and became an inspiration to girls everywhere. Without sports heroes in the 1920s, the way we view sports today might have been very, very different. They showed us that people can be just as amazing on the field, in the ring, or on the court as they are in the streets of their hometown.